This first little tale is inspired by a few people that a couple are even in the audience today. It is a tale about art in Santa Fe, and we have not changed the names of the people to protect anybody's identity. It's called The Artist. Happy
First, isn't it wonderful to be finally getting rain? Second, I'd like to welcome our young guests who came from such a long way to be here tonight. Next, I'd like to say how nice it is to see everybody here and thank Frederick for his marvelous hospitality. But what I really wanted to say is what our host Frederick means to me. As many of you know, Frederick came to the gallery almost 40 years ago. We were all a little younger, wiser, and thinner. And a couple of us weren't even born yet. I was just starting out in the art business, starry-eyed, full of excitement about the world of art. I had just purchased this space and was on the lookout for artists.
Oh, God, how many times have we heard this story?
Nice.
I know, Jack, I know. I like to glorify the salad days, but for the sake of our younger guests, I'd like to bring them up to speed.
Yeah.
It was about 40 years ago. It was a cold and rainy night, much like the weather we're getting right now. I mean, mud was just running down Canyon Road. Many of the street was unpaved back then. I had just locked up the gallery. Let's see, no, it was a Tuesday. Yes, a cold and rainy night. I just locked up the gallery, and I was getting ready to go home, and suddenly I heard a knock at the door. I looked out the window, and I saw this wet, skinny, pathetic-looking fellow.
Oh, let me guess.
Yes, our dear Frederick stood there
Freddie?
with what looked like a painting wrapped up in an old garbage bag. Something told me he wasn't a killer. So I answered the door, and Frederick came in and showed me the strangest, most disturbing painting I had ever seen. To tell you the truth, I didn't understand it. Macabre was not a big thing back in the 70s. I didn't even know how to classify it. Where our little wet mouse of a man looked like he needed money, and frankly, he looked like he needed it pretty badly. So I gave Frederick $50 for Death of a Priest.
Oh, my God.
$50?
Yes.
That's part of the highway robbery.
Something was nudging me. Something told me to open up my mind to this guy's work. I mean, I didn't even know if there was a market for such a thing.
Well,
Jack.
tell us, Jerry. Death of the Priest is at MoMA now. How did it come to leave your hands?
Well, I sold it in the mid-'80s for what I thought was a lot.
Yes, but tell us, Jerry, how much you sold it?
Tell, Jerry, tell.
Well, Jack, if you must know, I sold it for $20,000 in 1985. And I don't think many of you know this, but the collector that loaned it to the museum bought it from its previous owner for almost $500,000. Yes, young lady, your father-in-law's work is terribly sought after. One might even say,
Whoa.
savagely.
She said savage, Jack. She said savage.
Before as well as after the accident.
What accident? What accident?
Well, Frederick doesn't like to talk about it, but ever since the accident, Frederick is only able to communicate because of surgically implanted biomagnetic sensors that have been fused to his spinal column. Ah, Grit. And to you, Grit, it's been a lovely dinner. You've outdone yourself again.
I hope you're done, honey. Let's give someone else a chance to talk.
Yes, you kids, why don't you tell us the tale of how you came to be here tonight?
Tell.
Oh, yeah, sure, mate. Well, it's like this. I grew up in the Isle of Sheppey.
Never knew who my dad was. My mom had been in London for a while, and after she got knocked up, I moved back to Sheppey. She moved back to Sheppey, yeah. And after my mom died, I was going through some junk. And I found a picture of her and this bloke, and on it said Frederick Van Patten. When I was told my daddy was an artist, so I did a little research on the old World Wide Web, and I found out that Freddie here had been in London in the early 70s to do some artwork. So I did a little more research, and I found a picture of him, and sure enough, he looks just like me. You and two together, yeah.
It's uncanny, Jack. Look at the resemblance.
Look at that, right, baby? Yeah.
Interesting. Did Frederick know that you were coming?
Oh, yeah, sure. We called from New York, me and Tina here, and we talked to the mayor. We did.
Well, Frederick, this is quite incredible. How do you feel about this?
It's strange. I am surprised. I wish your mother had told me years ago. I feel guilty, sad, but also excited. I have longed for family for many years.
Yes, this old adobe house does get a bit cold and lonely, doesn't it, Frederick?
Oh, but did you see the gardens? They were just to die for.
Yes, Frederick. I imagine a big house like this can feel empty and lonely. Mary and I are going through the same thing at our home. All ours are leaving the nest, and damn, it's hard. Those rooms just standing by like that.
Oh, yes, it's hard. Edwin, our youngest, just left for RISD. The years just, my God, he was just a little boy a few years ago.
Oh, darling. I know it's so hard sometimes.
Yes, family.
Oh,
yeah.
God, here it comes.
Be
A
nice.
happy family is but an early heaven. I don't know how long you kids are staying in town, but if I can give you one piece of advice,
Sure, mate.
cherish your time together. You've found each other in this big, cold, cruel world. Fate has brought you and your father together.
Yeah.
Cherish this time as much as possible.
Oh, yeah.
Cherish.
Here's the family. Ah, Grit, is it that time so soon?
Woo! Time for what?
Our host is early to bed and early to rise. A very productive man. Qualities to be admired.
I would like to thank you all for coming. Don't rush off on my account. Grit will see to anything you need. Thank you, Jerry, for your speeches.
Good night, Freddie. You're the best.
Good night, Frederick.
That maid, Grit, her name just doesn't seem to fit her charming countenance.
Actually, Jack, it's a German variation of Margaret. She's also his art assistant. She seems quite dedicated.
I could never take that much macabre. I'd commit suicide.
Oh, and you're so very sensitive. You said the same thing about suicide last month when you saw those Georgia O'Keeffe sketches.
I love the pastels.
Oh,
It
I
was,
do too.
it was the tourists. They were everywhere,
They are
Jackie.
just too much. Really, they are. I understand.
Ernie, tourists, they have money. They're our bread and butter, you know.
All I know is y'all go to bed way too early around here. I mean, back in London, we just began started, huh, baby?
Oh, yeah, baby.
Huh? Yeah.
Now tell me, what do you kids do on a weekend night in London?
Well, we go to the clubs, of course, we go dancing.
Yeah.
Now, I'll dance to anything, but James here, he likes the punk club, don't you, baby?
Yeah, baby.
Well, I thought punk was a thing of the past. I didn't think punk even existed any longer.
Jackie, that was a 70s and 80s phenomenon, remember?
Hell no! Punk lives,
Punk
baby!
lives!
Come.
Yeah.
I mean, there may not be a lot of punk anymore, but there are some. And most of them nowadays are just wannabes.
Wannabes.
I mean, now James here, he's a real punker.
He's a
right?
real
punk.
Real punker.
Yeah.
Now tell us, how did a nice American girl like you wind up in London?
Oh, you know, hey, I went there with my ex, and he was in the army, and then next thing you know, I'm hanging out with James.
Yeah. Sure.
Interesting. Very interesting. Grit, is it that time to show us the door? I think we're already. At least Mary and I are.
See you later.
So nice to meet you two. Yes.
Welcome to Santa Fe, you two. Welcome.
And remember, cherish, cherish, cherish.
Cherish.
Thank you.
You stay here. I will show you to your room momentarily.
Okay.
What a bunch of fucking freaks! What a bunch of freaks, James! I mean, I think they're actually buying this shit.
Yeah, baby.
Baby, I mean, shut! You can tell even the old man's getting all teary-eyed.
Yeah.
Come on, baby, let's finish these drinks.
Okay,
Come on,
okay.
come on, come on. I mean, come on. I mean, even the old man's getting teary-eyed. I want to go celebrate. I want to go party.
Oh.
If there's even anything open in this town.
Hey, wait, baby. You gotta cool with me, mellow, okay? At least for a couple of nights, you know, hang out with the old man.
Really?
Get a feel of the place. Yeah.
Come on, baby.
Yeah, don't be getting high all the time.
Fine, I get it. Like good little kids work, good little kids. You can tell that guy's fucking loaded.
Yeah.
I mean, did you hear how much that painting went for, baby?
How much, baby?
$500,000.
Yeah. Yeah.
What does he pay? Porn?
That was like that shit. Like horror movie stuff.
Yeah,
Like
that's
gory
weird.
weird shit.
That's fucking weird. This is weird.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, you know. But we just gotta like hang out and be mellow and like really, you know, like hang out until we get a feel of the place till we find the loot.
Yeah. No, I understand. Like spoiled little rich kids.
Yeah,
You know, baby?
yeah.
Maybe they have a hot tub.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Really?
Wasn't that cute the way they thought we were married?
Oh yeah, I told him that, baby.
So fucking sweet, James.
I told him we were stacked up.
Get over here.
Your room is ready.
All right, let me just get my bag. Where's my fucking bag?
It is in your room. Follow me.
Fuck this shit. I'm taking there.
I must tell you something. We rarely have visitors. I don't like visitors. Friedrich has insisted to welcome you, so out of loyalty to him, I will welcome you. But we have a very strict routine in this house, and nothing disturbs our routine. Once you are in your room, you stay in your room. Breakfast will be served at 7 a.m. sharp. Lunch at noon. Dinner at 6. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, we got it, huh?
Good. Follow me.
Come on, there has to be another opening.
Me
for something.
beautiful piles of American money.
Whoa!
Oh, me little wee ones. Go.
Oh, baby, I want a party tonight.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's some of the money. Okay, baby. Oh, yeah, we're going to have a knees up tonight, aren't we, baby?
Yeah.
All right. All right, I got the loot. You get the window. Let's go, baby. Hurry up. Where's the fucking door? Oh, my God. What are we doing? What are we doing? The fucking door. Hurry up. Where's the fucking door? What are you doing? What the fuck are you doing? You get the fuck away from my street, bitch! You freaky bitch! You freaky bitch! You stay away from me!
Did you have to kill them?
Of course I did, you.
Why, Grit?
Shut your,
Why? He was my son.
shut your trap, you stupid jackass. He was just another punk trying to get your money.
But there was a chance.
Are they dead? Ooh, yes! Well done, Grit. What's up with him? Buck up, Frederick. They were just Eurotrash hoodlums that came here to try to steal our money. Common thieves just like the last ones. You'll get rid of any trace of them?
Will all be taken care of. There will be no trace of their visit.
Oh, Grit! What would the gallery do without you? You're an animal, a killer, a panther, and I want to make love to you right here and now.
Not now. Later. We have work to do. We must get him to produce.
Yes, of course. Frederick, your big show is opening in less than 2 months, and we only have a smattering of pieces that can be used. We need new work, Freddie. Your audience is getting tired of the same old gory nudes and androgynous mannequins. We need to see Frederick Van Patten create something special.
I have lost it, Jerry. I can't find my old spark anymore.
Bullshit! You're a fucking genius and we all know it. I know it, Fred. Look at those two. They're dead. Their souls have departed. Look into their dead eyes and see the nothingness of their lives. The meaningless of their existence.
Yes.
All of their passions have ceased. Their cheap drug highs, their love of loud, horrible music, their undying commitment to counterculture, it's all gone. And you, as an artist, must make sense of it, as an artist was born to do. Deep into that darkness, peering long, I stood there, wondering, doubting, fearing, dreaming no dreams a man ever dared dream before.
Yes.
And I want you to do it tonight, Frederick.
Yes.
What do you want to create tonight?
I don't know, Jerry.
What speaks to you? What medium? Look upon this and reflect. We need to see Frederick Van Patten create something special.
I think.
What, Frederick? Tell us.
I think I want to.
Yes?
Tell us, Friedrich.
I want to work
What?
with fiberglass
Fiberglass?
and neon.
And neon. What a fucking stroke of genius, Frederick. Here, write it down. Write it down now, Frederick, before you lose your vision.
I see life-size young couple encased in fiberglass.
Yes.
I see lovers cut down in their prime.
Yes.
I see them laced with flowers and neon.
Yes.
I see the meaninglessness of their lives.
Yes.
I see my longing for them as the only truth of their existence.
Yes.
I see it all framed in pink neon.
Yes. Everyone, I have something to say. I have something to say.
Where's my pillow?
I have something to say.
Remember, Jerry, brevity is the soul of wit.
Thanks for the reminder, Jack. There's a quote for this moment. I can't remember who said it, but it goes, "Art has no power to impress the mind without the exquisite horror of its reality." Tonight we celebrate the work of one of America's most impressive artists, a man who has single-handedly taken the genre of macabre and elevated it to its own formidable niche in contemporary art. As many of you know, Frederick came to our gallery a little over 40 years ago.
Oh, God.
Don't worry,
It's like
Jack. I got
clockwork.
the email.
It's
I'll
like
keep it brief.
clockwork.
And for this special occasion, I'm offering everyone a glass of absinthe, a liqueur from a previous century that was embraced by the Bohemians as well as the intellectuals. A notorious little treat. Ladies and gentlemen, as you know, Frederick Van Patten came to us almost 40 years ago. And tonight we're going to unveil this piece that's his latest masterpiece, a piece that will ensure him to be one of the great artists of all time. Frederick has given us images of death that are just so delightful that when we look upon his work, we see our own existence in new ways. Frederick's images of death fill us all with life. So ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for the gallery's one and only Frederick Van Patten. Frederick, is there anything you would like to say before we unveil your latest masterpiece?
No, Jerry, you said it all.
Ladies and and gentlemen, I've seen artists come and I've seen artists go. But I consider Frederick to be a very good friend. And tonight, he's entitled this piece, The Last Hope. Here at the gallery, we've entitled it, The Inevitable Death of Punk Rock.
I don't understand it. It makes me uncomfortable. It must be brilliant.
Our skin is going gray, and we're all wearing black. Time is slipping away, and there ain't no going back. Life is dull and mindless, like watching dandelions grow. So pour yourself another drink, sit back and watch the show. Art is life, art is life, and it cuts like a knife. Art is life. When it comes right down to it, the only thing you can trust. We're all going to die, and we'll all turn to dust. But deep within the chamber, where I'm always free, nothing can hurt. Time can't conquer me. Art is life. Art is life. Cuts like a knife. Art is life. Art is life.
If you break my heart,
Quite an exit. Big spots.